Here's the idea. A screen time extension that focuses on content production. Just to elaborate on that, okay? So social media is very addictive. Everybody knows this. It really rewards passive consumption over creation itself. People spend 99% of their time on social media just scrolling. So yeah, like the question is, what if you could only see as many posts as you would create? Would you then engage more meaningfully with the content that you're watching? Do you think maybe you would create more? So yeah, that's where this idea comes from. But the problem that I want to alleviate myself, like I want to be just as most motivated as I could possibly be to produce things. And there's really no situation in which it's a bad thing to make content. I'm here on the podcast with you, but I'm going as far to say like really other corners of the internet, because this idea is actually really hard to apply to something like short form video or anything video related. Like I'm talking about like Twitter, for example. Why shouldn't you have to tweet once in order to see 5 more tweets? Would that not be the best way to get your creative reps in to just become a better writer on Twitter? That's what it really speaks to for me. So to get technical with it, I'm talking about a Chrome extension that tracks how many times you post, and it only lets you scroll as much as you contribute. Obviously to replace Doomscrolling, but also to really focus on the idea that some people really want to shift out of a consumption mindset and get into one that's more about creation. That's how I feel about it. It's really just a question of like, could this change social media habits and how much would people pay for it? It's definitely a feasibility thing. Like, of course, we want to give bootstrapped ideas here. Looking at it from that point of view, especially because I'm talking about a Chrome extension right now, you could probably build this for $0 yourself with AI. Runda, I'm curious how like you would tear this idea apart, maybe given your design background, websites. So like this is probably a little bit more up your alley, but like, yeah, I'm just obsessed with this idea because I just want it so bad. Like if anybody knows of something that does this, I'll pay $20 a month for that. I'll maybe 30, whatever. Let me know what it is, because like I want that. It'd be huge.
Yeah, I think if I was a computer engineer or comp sci student or graduate currently struggling to find like a 6-figure job in the market right now, I think this would probably be one of the simplest side hustles that I could immediately build and bootstrap. I don't think it's that technically challenging to pull it off. I think essentially you'll need to figure out how to connect the activity logs of the social media platforms that you're kind of created the extension for. But once that is all figured out, I would probably only focus on the gamification of it. Because when I think about an extension like this that tries to promote my ratio of like content consumption versus content production or content creation for these social media platforms to try to at least like get me to engage, I would want it to be socially pressuring or socially ranked in some level to build shareability portion on things like Spotify Wrapped. If I'm like the top 0.1% of like Drake's listener on Spotify, I would want to screenshot that and also share to other friends to be like, hey, I'm a bigger Drake fan than you, or like bigger Rihanna fan than you, versus all the other things. I think I would want to figure out gamification of like achievement ranking systems similar to like Xbox or Steam, and then just flex on everyone else saying that, oh, look at what this app told me that I am. I am a contributor, not like a voyeur or like sheeple like you guys, where my ratio is 1-to-1 in terms of content consumption and creation. So you guys got to step up on engaging with the general public. I think the idea of this entire app and concept has an inherent virality of essentially soliciting more voices in people to actually use and engage with social media. Because I feel like with the amount of social media content and all these like content creators that are essentially just like pumping all these content hour by hour, there's more people that are viewers versus people who are actually engaging in the content creation aspect. And I feel like that's generally creating a bit more of a voyeurism in our generation on only consuming and then being told what to do or how to think, or like the top 10 restaurants that you should visit in Toronto this summer or something like that, versus like actually having a point of view or opinion to share out there, and just like being open or like feel a little bit more comfortable with sharing their opinions. I think if we create the narrative of the brand of this extension, I think that's just a net good on society in general.
Yeah, it would be one of those like make the world a better place. You would actually be making like an unknowing impact on the world that you actually don't know. But the other huge opportunity here, especially with the distribution, marketing, viral angle of this, is you could actually probably generate some pretty strong and compelling case studies. You could really focus on gathering results on how people perform on social media before and after they start using the app. All the data is recorded, obviously. You would definitely be able to generate quite a few case studies, basically along the lines of like, hey, this person downloaded the Chrome extension, started using it, and now they've seen their following increase from 1,000 to 100,000. Still really tells a story that would definitely get quite a few eyeballs. So yeah, I guess like where this leaves it now is would you invest in this one? Like, should we go build it and try to sell the idea?
If I have like a similar team as the Be Real founders, yeah, it's essentially kind of promoting the similar cultural concept that they're trying to create that app. Because like the whole frustration, I think in this case, is a general trend of more people are not engaging in these platforms, but like becoming viewers. And then that's probably not a greatest thing. And then it is getting people inside their heads on not being their full authentic selves. So just something like this, I think I would probably brand it similar to whatever tone of voice that Be Real is giving initially, and then pull off whatever is the extension or the native third-party platforms are reading your activity logs to then give you either a DM or like a prompt notification to say, hey, it's time to post or something like that. Even just like an app that reminds you, hey, you should be posting, instead of like
What are you doing right now? Like,
probably not posting.
You should be thinking. They really should be thinking that. Like, I try to tell myself that, because like it's almost like when you're hungover from like a party and you're like, what have I done? That's how I kind of feel after I scroll on my phone and then realize, wait, 2 hours went by, and I think, wow, I actually probably could have made like 5 videos in that time, but instead I watched all these things, and then I'm like, what do I even remember about what I watched in those 2 hours? I don't know. It was probably a complete waste of time. So this idea tackles that. That's the goal. So yeah, to sum that one up, gamify creation of content. This one's like very meta viral.
I just imagine it would be funny to me, like if someone made the app and every time when it prompts you to post, you know, the Everest College guy, they did this commercial back in 2008, I think. And it just progressively became a meme. But it's this guy that looked impromptu and in the street, but it was essentially promoting Everest College on just going to the college. And the way he's like speaking to you is like motivational, but then kind of in the vibe of, okay, you should really be doing something. Stop sitting around. Like, what are you doing with your life? Anyways, I want that guy to like tell me, hey, you should be posting. What are you doing sitting on your toilet, just like watching these people? Film yourself on the toilet. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, for real. It actually doesn't matter.
I'd invest if we get the Everest College guy.
Okay, so there we go. If anybody wants to do a 3-way partnership, hit me up and then I'll tell Runda, and then Runda will give us the money to do it. So we're good. It's all ready to go. So yeah, fire down in the comments section if you're interested.
Really quick, I'll probably like also add in the show notes of the Everest College guy.
You're sitting on the couch watching TV, and your life is passing you by. You keep procrastinating over and over. Well, maybe I'll go to school next year, maybe next semester. No, do it right now. They'll work with you after work, or you can go before work. You can do whatever you need to do to graduate. Go talk to somebody right now. They out to help you. You spend all day on the phone anyhow. Why don't you make a phone call that's going to help you in your future? All you got to do is pick up the phone and make the call. Why are you making it complicated? It's easy.
It's easy.
Wow.
I love them. Call now.